The algorithm. The thing that everyone needs to know about to some degree. I want to start off by saying that you can't beat an algorithm. Just on its general nature, there is no safe or real way to beat it. Yes, you can use bots to inflate your numbers, you can use engagement groups to get the likes, but this won't actually bring you any benefit. Because as soon as you stop using them, your numbers will drop significantly. And they're not real followers, they're not engaged followers. As well as that, if you get noticed for using them, then you can get banned pretty quickly. And TikTok is on it for banning people. They love to ban people more than anything. So be safe, don't be stupid, and let's grow your account properly. With that out of the way, knowing how the algorithm works is still an advantage. And you can use that knowledge to help your growth. A lot of it, though, comes down to luck and consistency. Luck of the right people seeing your content, so they watch it through, like it, comment, share, and all that good stuff. But consistency to increase your luck. The more you post, the higher chance those people are going to see it. But here's how it works. At the top level, TikTok categorises you and your content into certain interest bands. Now, we don't know exactly how many or what these bands are, but it's good to know that it does this. It can affect the way you use the app and what you see versus what others see. This is where hashtags can come into play. So hashtags are one of the ways TikTok understands what your video is about. So if you're putting hashtags going from business to beauty, that is going to confuse TikTok. So it will show your video to a few people that like business content and a few people that like beauty content. If neither of those like it, then it's just going to stop showing it to new people. It assumes it's bad. So you need to make sure your content is specific to a certain interest group. It can be fairly broad. You don't need to go too specific at this point because there isn't enough content on there to make it worth being super mega niche like on Instagram. But it does need to be targeted in both content and the hashtags you use. Remember as well that the description in the box has a 150 character limit on it, so you can't and don't need to stuff it with hashtags. I use a minimum of 3, but normally around 5 to 8 hashtags related to groups of people I want to see it, and in varying popularity rates on TikTok, which TikTok does a great job of showing you. I will repeat this and go into more detail later on it in the course, but this is more of a rundown of the algorithm. So that's hashtags and how they work. It's very simple. So specific hashtags will show your content to groups of people that are interested in that. Now they are seeing the content we need to make sure we get it to spread and go viral. So what TikTok does is it will show your content to a small group of people, maybe 20 to 100. Then it tracks how they react to it. If it's positive, it shows it to another group, this time larger, 500 to 1,000 more people. Again, the same thing. This keeps going on with no real limit. Just know that eventually it will start showing it to people that are not as intensely interested as others. So the more people that see it, the more generic the interest group that sees it. Which is why you can focus all your attention on cat videos on this platform, but every so often you will see something that is comedy, or someone dancing or lip syncing, because it's had so many millions of views that TikTok thinks it's right for everyone and just shows it to as many people as possible. So here's how TikTok tells if your video is good and worth showing to more people. They have all the stats to track that you'd expect. Likes, comments, follows, shares, duets, and watch time. But these aren't all created equally. There is a hierarchy of statistics that they use, and you should too, to gauge whether or not your content is good. They follow a very easy trend to understand, and that is, how much effort does it take to complete this action? So let's break that down. Here is our pyramid of TikTok statistics. So let's start at the bottom and progress our way up. So at the bottom you have likes. This is because a like is the easiest thing to do on a video. It's one click and you're done. It doesn't really mean anything, but it does give you points towards your content. Next is follow. Now this is a strange one. Again, it is very easy and doesn't really mean too much, but is worth more than a like. But it's very easy with TikTok, and you'll find that followers doesn't really mean as much as you'd expect. As I mentioned before, TikTok loads onto the For You page, not the following page. So unless you are creating the best content ever, people won't necessarily go onto your page to see what you've created. They're more likely to see it on the For You page, which is where anyone can pop up. So the next rung on the ladder is a comment. Again, not all comments are equal, and a longer comment is worth more than just a couple of emojis, which is easy. It's the same on Instagram. Longer comments are worth more. But a comment means that someone has really watched your content and it's resonated with them. It means that they've put a little bit more effort in than just a like. So TikTok puts more weight into comments than anything below it, and you should too. If someone has taken the time to write a comment, that's a great sign that it's a good piece of content, and you should ideally reply to those, as long as you're not getting hundreds of thousands of comments. Now we have shares. So sharing is easy to do. It's just a couple of buttons again, but it's doing two things in TikTok's eyes. First, it's bringing more people to the platform. You're sharing this content and therefore TikTok out to others who might not be on it, so they love that, they enjoy that. Secondly, it is putting that person's reputation on the line. They have thought, your content is so good that it's worth sharing with my friends and family. It's a direct recommendation for you. So next is duets. These are on a very similar level to shares, but just ever so slightly better. Because a duet is not only keeping people on the platform, it is also a share in its own right. It means that this content is worth talking about and worth sharing around the platform. The best thing about duets as well is that they can drive more traffic back to your profile from content from an audience you might not have reached otherwise. If you were duetting a big TikToker's piece of content, then you can reach their audience as well as your own. It's a great tool. I did say I love it. Finally, we have watch time at the pinnacle of stats that you should track, and ones that TikTok care most about. So watch time is an awesome one to look at, and basically the more times people watch your content, or the longer they watch it for, it means that that content is good. So TikTok pushes it to more people, and it's the most obvious factor. So what you should be looking for in your watch time is a watch time that's actually longer than the video you've posted. This means, on average, that most people are re-watching your content to some degree, and that's what we want to see. We want to see people re-watching as many times as possible. So in summary, your content is shown to a small group of people based on their interests. Depending on what they do and how they engage with your video, this might get pushed to more people. And this cycle just keeps repeating and repeating until everyone's seen it. Or people don't like it and then it stops showing it to anyone. So make sure it's a good piece of content.